a Pocahontas doll. Now, a couple of judgy laughs there, which is fine. I wanted a Pocahontas doll because I had an Action Man figurine, and I thought it would be nice, as Action Man is a soldier, and he goes off and fights in all these wars, that when he comes back, there's a woman there to look after him. Help the heroes, all right? But my dad wouldn't get me the Pocahontas doll. I went down Christmas morning, opened all of my presents, expecting to see Pocahontas there. She was not there. And I went apoplectic. I was like, this is the final straw. If you don't give me my pocket money right this instant so I can go out and buy my Pocahontas doll, you will never be seeing me again. I will walk out of that door and that will be this time for good. My father was like, over my dead body. I was like, fine, mother, pack my bag. It's already done. Thank you, mother. Off I went into my mother's study. I took out my rollerblades and I glided out of their lives. I waited on the edge of the street for my father to come and get me. And I remember at the time thinking, what a heartless, cold what a But in hindsight now, I look back on it and I feel sorry for my father. Because let me tell you, you get some very bizarre looks when age 13, on a cold Christmas morning, you're stood on the corner of a pavement in a women's dress, green fishnet tights and rollerblades, looking a little bit like a hooker out of Starlight Express. And then essentially getting curb crawled by your own father, who drives up in a Mercedes, puts down the window, hands you £20 and shouts, I love you, now get in the car!
We are permanently one step ahead, using British thinking. The British thinking is the finest thinking in the world. British thinking is our secret weapon, because British thinking is about combining things, taking different things, combining them, and coming up with something better than those things from those things. The glass, yeah, this glass was manufactured in France. Christ, the lager therein was brewed in Germany. Why would we bother fighting them twice? Put the two together, what you got? A great British pint. You see?
We did this ancestry show on the BBC. Who do you think you are? The answer, it turns out, is an asshole. Yeah, my father comes from a long line of assholes, it turns out. On one side of the family, we were taken to Birmingham. I was like, great, I'm going to be related to a Peaky Blinder. Nope, sex pest. One of my ancestors was a philandering con artist that got syphilis, gave it to his wife, and they both died in a mental asylum. Well, it turns out he was the good one. Oh, yeah. My other ancestor made old Cheaty McSyphilis look like Mother Teresa. Other side of the family, we visited Wales and discovered that I'm related to a prominent Welsh Tory MP that introduced blood sports to the nation, then put down a revolt of Welsh workers that were fighting for the right to vote, and had the William Wallace of Wales arrested and hung, drawn and quartered for treason. So I'm finding all of this stuff out. I was upset, I was moved, I was disturbed. I turned to look at my dad, nothing. I was like, Daddy, you need to look more upset. There are cameras on us all the time. Can you at least pretend to be sad? He went, I am sad. It is all deeply depressing. I had absolutely no idea that we were Welsh.
That's not even his worst offence as well. Worst offence came a couple of Christmases ago. My sister, who had been let out of the cellar by then, she had a boyfriend coming over for Christmas. And this boyfriend at the time, he was a slightly, thicker set gentleman. Well proportioned. Jolly. Morbidly jolly. And big lad. Anyway, he rings the doorbell. Me and my sister are in the kitchen. It is like slow motion. Both of us trying to get to the front door before my father can answer it. But we were too late. We arrived just in time to see my father open the door, not even greet this boy, just look him up and down and shout through to my mother in the kitchen, Hillary, we're going to need more turkey.
No, I didn't really get a birds and the bees talk from my dad. All I got, right, is when I was about, say, 15, I think it was 15, right? My dad picked me up from school in the car. We were driving along in the car in complete silence. He hadn't said anything to me. And we stopped at the traffic lights, and he just turned to me and he went, "Jack, I've had a lock installed on your door. The last thing I want is for your mother Hillary to walk in and find you having one off the wrist." That's all I got from him. Mugabe was on the screen. Now I could see my dad was getting quite irate. He was tremoring, there was veins popping out of his forehead, he was getting really angry. And then suddenly, from nowhere, he just erupted. The biggest temper tantrum I'd ever seen him throw. He stood up from the table, started shouting at the TV. "Oh my God, he is the most odious man. He's a ghastly, wretched, Rhodesian little pimp. He's a horrible, odious, nasty, wretched, ghastly He said it in front of my mum. My dad dropped the C-bomb. And my mother went ballistic. She went, "Michael, how dare you? I realize that he is a terrible man, but you do not use that word in this household. You do not use that word in front of my children." My dad, no word of a lie, swung round, looked her dead in the eye, and he said, "This is typical of you, Hillary. You are always defending Mugabe."
Quick question. Who in here, by a show of hands, has been in a relationship? Yeah. Good for you. Now, quick question. Let's see if that person raises their hand for this one. Who in here has been in a bad relationship? Why were there more hands this time? Are you guys okay?
I like being single. Single is good. Single has its perks. A lot of perks. For example, I never have to call anybody from the supermarket and be like, "Babe, they don't have the one with the blue label. I don't know. I don't know what I said. I said, I fucking don't know." And that's pretty much it. That is the only perk. Just that and a total absence of responsibility for the emotional security of another human being at the expense of my own true happiness. Oh, but Randy's got no one to watch The Good Place with. No!
Cock costume to a 14-year-old boy's funeral. In case you're struggling to visualise that, this is the outfit he's deemed appropriate for me to wear. And I will. I've already planned the route. I've planned the route that avoids every single school on the way. I am not getting pulled over wearing that fucking thing. Hello, officer. Where am I going? I'm going to a funeral. Of a child. Yes, I am a comedian. Good day to you, sir. Don't touch my helmet.
Someone tweeted me once, "Would you come to the bedside of a dying child and tell them there's no heaven?" I tweeted back, "Is it a paid gig?" I don't care whether you believe or not, what you believe in, who you pray to. Doesn't affect me. I just think that nature is super enough, you know? I don't think we need angels and unicorns. We've got the fucking octopus. That actually exists. 8 legs, 9 brains, 3 hearts and a beak. Make your fucking mind up. What are you doing? The duck-billed platypus, a monotreme. When scientists first found that, they thought it was a hoax, because it produces eggs and milk. It could make its own custard. It doesn't, but it could. It could. It definitely could.
We'd sing that. I'm guessing the majority of you are atheists. And I bet all of you are dicks. We are. I'm an atheist. I'm a complete prick. We're so proud of our non-beliefs. Yes, you do realise that when we die, there's nothingness. Yes, winner, dead in a ditch. We're so proud. My mum believes in God. She's not full tambourine, but she believes in God, and I bet you've done the same. I'm such a twat. Oh, mother believes in the magic man in the clouds. Yeah. How can you believe in such hocus pocus, you silly little dumpling? And yet, if I see a magpie, I'm like, oh, hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your family? What a dick! every morning at 8 o'clock.
What do you want for breakfast, honey? Do you want some waffles? Would you like some cinnamon grahams? Can I get you some maple syrup? How about some bacon? Would you like some bacon, honey? Can you repeat the options, Mom?
And I'm laid in bed going, just give it poison. It's 8 in the morning, I've woken up with a boner, kill it, kill it, kill it with a stick. Every man in this room wakes up with a rod on, and women do not understand how debilitating it is. It's like having a child with ADD thrust out of your guts. Every morning, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna do anything. We're gonna eat some Weetabix, and then you're gonna shut the fuck up. If you behave yourself, I'll play with you later.
My dad, he has the computer lady from the Orange Network. She does all the hard work. She does all the polite work. Make sure you're ready to leave your message. The lady that was in a different mood when she recorded every number. Telephone number 074500357450450. She was having a cracking day when she recorded wasn't she? I've won on a scratch card. Leave me to the mic. See you tomorrow. Right. Next day, my husband's left me. 7. That's how it's done. My old man's answer phone message has the lady from Orange. She does all that hard work. He comes in for his name and then sods off again. One of the saddest things you'll ever hear is, I'm sorry, but Dave is not available to take your call.
And does your brain ever mess with you for no reason? You know, you might be near a bridge and your brain goes, what if you jump in? I wasn't planning on it. Eating Weetabix in the morning, what if you put your dog in the microwave? It'd be a nightmare if you beheaded your mum. Imagine how upset everybody would be. This is what happened to me. Holding onto my laptop, before I handed it in, my brain honestly went, stop! What if you're a paedophile, right? I'm not! Calm down! That isn't the big reveal. Look at you lot.
Yet another BBC story. Fucking knew it.
But I genuinely had this thought in my head going, what if I am a paedophile? And I'm not, of course I'm not. I couldn't even bone a hobbit, and yet I got so scared. I honestly found myself thinking, what if my little brother, in the dead of night, has gone onto my laptop, gone on Google, and just put little kids' dicks, search.
And who do we marry? Who do we live with and sleep next to? You, the easy sleepers. We're cursed to see this face. Do you know how many times you've had a fist hovering over that face? You can sleep. You can sleep forever if you like. Do you want to sleep forever? Nothing stops these people falling asleep. Nothing. Oh my God, I've been made redundant. There's no way I'm going to be able to... No difference. You've lost your job. Have a bit of self-respect. Where's your insomnia? Nothing wakes these people. Nothing. There was a storm last night. Was there a storm? A tree came through the window. Oh, yeah.
My father is the former Chief of Defence Staff. We took him to Laser Quest. Funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. The ex-head of the British Armed Forces being talked down to in the preparation room by a spotty 17-year-old teenager from Yarm, showing off to his girlfriend on the slush puppy machine. Just walking in going, right, everyone, pay attention. You're about to enter the most realistic battle situation you've ever been in your entire lives. My dad was like, really? Am I really? Am I really? The funny thing was, he was awful. He was the worst player because he didn't play the game, he didn't run around, he just stood in the centre shouting orders at people. Formation, get in line, pincer movement. Why is nobody listening to me? All these 15-year-old chav just going, fuck you, bitch.
I love moments like that. The West Country, full of moments like that. Glastonbury Festival last year, not sure if you've been. I went with a friend of mine who is a dwarf. I'm not sure if you've ever been with a dwarf whilst you're surrounded by people on drugs. That is quite the experience. This bloke was on acid, on mushrooms. He came up to my mate and was just like... What happened to you? Oh, get ready. Listen to my mate's response. My mate is an evil genius. My mate looked at this poor man and went, I angered a wizard. The look of fear. This bloke was like, fuck! Gandalf's gone bad! We'd sing that. I'm guessing the majority of you are atheists. And I bet all of you are dicks. We are. I'm an atheist. I'm a complete prick. We're so proud of our non-beliefs. Yes, you do realise that when we die, there's nothingness. Yes, we're dead in a ditch. We're so proud. My mum believes in God. She's not full tambourine, but she believes in God, and I bet you've done the same. I'm such a twat. Oh, mother believes in the magic man in the clouds. Yeah. How can you believe in such hocus pocus, you silly little dumpling? And yet, if I see a magpie, I'm like, oh, hello, Mr. Magpie, how's your family? What a dick! They got a very different sense of humour to us as well, the Americans. I was at a gig in Washington, and a man went, do you admire Churchill? And I went, oh, yes. You have never heard silence like it. Why is that man pretending to be a dog? I think you can sum up the differences between us and them through the TV show Man vs. Food. I'm not sure if you've ever seen that show. Few of you have. If you haven't, basically, a tubby American gets dead animals and rams them in his face as quickly and as often as possible. And fat Yanks waddle up to him and they cheer him on. I would kill to have that programme over here. Can you imagine Man vs. Food set in Bristol? Just...
Oh, you fat fuck, you've had enough? It's called Little Chef, not Tubby Bastard.
My brother maintains the happiest moment of his life was the day that he was in B&Q with Mum and she asked the man whether they sold butt plugs. He was 30 years old when that happened. He rang me up. He was so delirious with joy, he could not talk. Like, honestly, I got a phone call. My brother's like, I can hear my mum in the background.
What size butt plug do I need, Daniel? Is it going to fill a particularly gaping hole?